Welcome to the Sisterly Shove, a podcast designed to push you headfirst into the utterly unserious world of sports. Our goal is to make talking sports less intimidating, whether you're a rookie, a seasoned pro, or a boyfriend just trying to keep up. We're your hosts, Cass and Emma. Let's give it a shove.
Okay, just a little PSA for our listeners, viewers, which have you. We did just get back from our girls' trip where we quite literally took rotting so seriously. I mean, the past 5 days have been making friendship bracelets by the pool, reading smutty fantasy, and honestly living life, gabbing about our political state, things.
It was magical.
It was doing what girls do. But we decided as a collective that we are going to bring back the 2012 hashtags, and I just don't think people are ready for it, unfortunately.
You know how girls' trips go, especially when you're in an echo chamber.
The hive mind is so real.
The hive mind is real. For some reason, are just saying the silliest bits, and as quickly as they come, they don't leave as fast. So
No.
if we drop a hashtag on you, I am so fucking sorry. I am sorry.
We do want to make our formal apology just in case we are just extra insufferable and annoying today. Yeah. If anything, like we said, we're just having withdrawals and we're missing our hashtag book club baddies.
So just a little recap of last week. We got into the divisional drama of the NFC East and the AFC West, and we're going to be continuing that segment this week with the NFC South and the AFC East. But first, we're going to start off with going back to our secret gardens. This week, we're specifically going to give fantasy tips and tricks that revolve around the draft itself. This football season is fast coming up on us, y'all.
I'm so intimidated by it all, actually. Third year, still just feel like I'm going in blind. But, we curated these tips for y'all to make it so easy.
Well, and the draft is honestly the most important part, unfortunately, of fantasy football and the most intimidating. So hopefully we can give you guys some tips and tricks that just make you feel a little bit better at the draft.
Yes. Cass, you want to give them the first one?
Tip number 1 for your fantasy football draft is to make sure you consider draft order. So just a quick lesson for the girlies that have never drafted a team in their life. How exactly does this whole draft thing work? How do you know when is your turn? So every league might be a little bit different. I've seen some people do competitions for draft order.
Oh my
I feel
gosh,
like a lot of the time it's just random. If you're in a league that you've been in for a while, it can be the rankings from the year before.
Yeah.
Determine the draft order just like a real draft. So say you're pick number 1. Obviously, you get to pick first in the draft. Most leagues, I would say, use the snake draft method. So a snake draft is when you go through the first round in order. Let's say you have 10 players in your league. So it'll be 1 through 10. We'll pick just in that order. The snake part comes when you go back into the second round. So in that case, it'll go reverse from 10 to 1. So it's just important to know this. In this situation, if you were pick number 1, amazing, you get the first pick in the draft, but then you don't get to pick again for what is that,
20
19?
more turns.
Yeah, 20 more turns. So now you're all the way to the 20th player in the draft when you next get to make your pick. So
I'm a late draft apologist myself. I love the idea of still getting someone that's pretty top 10, right? And then getting to pick back to back. There's a good chance that you're going to get 2 really quality players.
I feel the exact same way.
Yeah.
I think everybody has their preferences, but I do like being able to pick 2 pretty good players back to back.
Me too.
That's just a me thing. So that's how a snake draft goes. When someone drops that term, now you know.
Exactly. And we are women in male dominated fields, so we need to know. Okay, moving on. Tip number 2, player value. So to be quite honest with you, this isn't rocket science. Most leagues, unless you're in-person drafting, you're going to be
our family fantasy league, which is
honestly, it's way too much for me, but you know what? Whatever. You're going to be using an app to draft. So in your app, it's going to tell you who are the most valuable players. So generally in the first couple rounds, this would typically be a wide receiver or a running back. But as you get into further rounds, it is possible that a quarterback or a tight end will become more valuable than the next running back or wide receiver. So when in doubt, trust your most valuable player available. If you happen to be chronically offline, like we said, and your draft is in person, I recommend printing out a cheat sheet, Cass, I know you use Fantasy Pros.
Mhm.
It's gonna be the same exact thing, but literally on paper.
Right. If you do, God forbid,
Mhm.
draft or have to draft in person and print out a cheat sheet, just make sure you don't filter it by position.
Right.
I mean, that can be helpful in some cases, but most of the time when you're drafting, you're going to want to draft based on their overall value, not just the position. But that does kind of get into our next tip, which is roster needs. You have to
Yes.
consider what you still need on your roster.
So as we talked last week, you should know like your team needs a quarterback, it needs two wide receivers, it needs two running backs, a tight end, a flex spot, which can be the wide receiver, running back, or tight end, defense, and a kicker. There should be no reason you're drafting two kickers, right? You just want to have your one,
Girls,
like,
girls, please don't draft a kicker first.
and
Stop
that,
doing this.
like heavy on that.
You should already know this from last week, but like begging you,
Yeah.
please don't do that.
Like, just
Anyways,
honestly think they're like the least favorite player on the team. So they're like the least valuable, at least in my opinion. Like, just don't even worry about that. But you're going to want to know you have your like starting roster, whatever. You want to just have like those spots filled so then you can build your bench out. And like there, you could, you're obviously going to want to take more running backs, more wide receivers. You could like take another quarterback if you want to. I was a two quarterback gal last season, so it's up to you. But obviously, you're going to want to make sure you're drafting all the positions needed to fill your starting lineup.
right. So now this may be different based on your draft position. So, say in your first 2 rounds, you take 2 running backs. Girl, get those wide receivers next. Like,
Mhm,
even if the
mhm.
next best player that falls to you in your pick is a running back, you don't need that
Right,
quite yet. You have your 2 starting running backs, so pick a wide receiver instead. So just keep those things in mind. Like, obviously, generally, you want to pick players based on their overall value that you're going to see in the app or on your cheat sheet, but also pick based on what you need for your roster. Your
right.
bench players don't need to be as elite as your starting players. So just keep that in mind. Fill up your starting roster first before you fill up your bench. But yeah, your bench will typically want to be more wide receivers and running backs. Once in a
Mhm.
while, a quarterback. Just bench players, you don't
You
need to
never
worry
know.
about as much
No.
as your starting players on your
Right.
roster. Now, another thing to consider, which leads me to tip number 4, bye weeks.
Hashtag in
So,
sync.
I did mention when we were talking about sort of how the NFL is structured and how schedules are made that each team gets a bye week, meaning they get 1 week off per season. Every team is different, but some teams have overlapping bye weeks. So while this shouldn't be something that like makes or breaks whether or not you take a player, it should definitely be something that you consider because you don't want to have like both of your starting running backs on the same bye week because
Right.
then 2 of your top players on your roster are going to be gone in 1 week and you're basically just kind of giving up and losing that week.
Yeah.
So we want to avoid that as much as possible. Try and balance out your bye weeks. It should say when you're drafting them in the app what their bye week is. So just pay attention to what you already have when you're drafting further players in your draft.
Yeah. Okay, so moving on, this is tip number 5 that we are calling down divas. So, something that is helpful, and I know it's like it's kind of a lot to ask, but it is helpful is knowing certain players and who I like to call old heads around the league. So going into a draft, they're gonna be players that have higher projected value, but you may want to avoid them due to their injury history or their age. Because I mean, obviously, as players get older, we're getting new players that are younger, more athletic, more talented, dare I say, coming into the league. And I mean, I'm sorry, but age in sports, it's like kind of a negative X factor sometimes. So next week we will give you some more insights on players that we are personally avoiding within our draft and why you may want to do the same.
For sure. And it can even be general like team. If a team doesn't necessarily have a great offense or their quarterback kind of sucks, that might hinder that wide receiver or running back ceiling. So those are just things to think about. That's getting a little high level. Again, we
Right.
will give you who we're avoiding. And this can be very personal as well. Like some people I'd be avoiding just because I want to, just because I think
Right.
I think they suck.
I like, dare I say, sometimes I'm like, if that base card is declining for me, it's declining for my team, you know?
Sometimes
And
that is just the way it's got to be, unfortunately.
unfortunately,
Call us
so
shallow. I don't care.
it's
Or
our team
like
that we are GMing.
sometimes it's based on vibes.
Like,
I don't like your vibe.
truly, get
I'm
out of
not
here.
drafting you. I'm
Right.
not drafting you. And that's fine. So unfortunately, we need to exit our secret gardens, but trust we will be back. We will be traveling back to them anew and more fantasy football tips to come this season. But on to our next
Yes.
segment. Dare I say my favorite? I had
It
the
is.
best time talking about
Me
this
too.
last week.
There's something about like sports and rivalries and dudes freaking tackling each other that is just, and like the story behind it all, that's just so magical. But I'm
As much
excited
as
for this
I
as
like
well.
want to help out the girlies with fantasy, and really I do, I just also really want to gossip and talk shit, and that's what I'm here
Like,
for.
truly, like, as avid reality TV show watchers, like, people should not be surprised that we love talking about the fucking drama that goes on between all these divisions and all these players. Like, of course it's our favorite.
So today we're going to be discussing the NFC South and the AFC East. Emma, do you have a
Hmm.
preference of who goes first?
I think I want to save Mr. Haley Steinfeld for the end.
That's beautiful.
So I think we should do the NFC South first.
I would agree, and I'm excited to talk about that division the most. So best for
Yeah.
last.
Yes, of course.
As I was taking little notes about what I want to cover in this episode, I did realize that I talk a lot about the quarterbacks of these teams, and I just want to come on here and defend myself and also give some context to people who may not know. We talk about offenses and quarterbacks a lot because the offense is giving main character energy.
Mm-hmm.
Like anytime you see a press conference, it's either the coach or the quarterback.
Right.
Like they are the ones truly leading the team. They're fun.
Yeah.
It's more fun to watch the offense most of the time than it is the
Yeah.
defense.
Because,
So
I mean, it's fun to watch scoring. They are doing that, you know, like they are scoring the points there. And defense wins games. Like I'm a believer in the defense, obviously.
100%.
Like we love and we
100%.
appreciate you.
They are the silent assassins. They're like the side character bestie of the main character, but rather
Yes.
than being like the weird, quirky best friend, they're like the side character of a fantasy novel that you're like, low key, I love them more than the main character.
Right.
Do you
You're
know what I'm
like,
saying?
yeah.
They're like the Lucian to the Tamlin for my
They're
Avatar
like,
girlies.
they're like mysterious. They're broody. They're
Ugh.
like hashtag need that, dare I say.
So I just want to come out here and say I do love my defense. Like I
Mhm.
love y'all
Yep.
so much, and y'all don't get enough credit.
No.
I'm sorry that I don't talk about you enough. So now I'm going to talk about quarterbacks. Going in to our first division, as Emma said, the NFC South. You know the drill. I'm going to read the teams and their records as of last season. First off, winning the NFC South in 2024 season was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 10-7.
Okay, period.
Okay. Atlanta Falcons are next at 8-9. The Carolina Panthers are 5-12, and so are the New Orleans Saints.
I did not realize that like only Tampa Bay had the only winning record.
It's pretty lackluster. I'm not going to lie to
Damn.
you. Yeah. But trust, there's still going to be some drama.
Right, of course.
Starting off with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. To be honest, the Buccaneers were not really on my radar until they acquired Tom Brady as a quarterback in 2020. And
Mhm.
like, as much as Tom Brady is retired from the NFL, we gotta fucking talk about it.
I have opinions about Tom Brady. Like,
Don't
I
we
mean,
all?
we do.
Don't we all?
Ugh,
Because, I mean,
he's so good. Yeah,
as of
I don't even know
now,
what to say. Just you're gonna have
I
to
don't
say
even want to
it.
say it. I don't want to
You
say
have
it.
to. I mean, I will.
I feel like you need to say it because I can't even bring myself to.
He is the greatest quarterback of all time.
Ugh!
Like, I mean, it's like it's sad to say, but
I know.
he just
But
truly is.
the numbers do not lie. He spent 20 years in New England and he won 6 Super Bowls with them. And then he went to the Buccaneers and won a Super Bowl with the Buccaneers. So he has 7 Super Bowl rings, which is the most of any player in the history of the sport. So, like, obviously he is the greatest of all time, but
At what
whatever.
cost?
No, like, what the fuck ever. I'm sorry. I'm a root for the underdog every time. I don't care.
Every time.
The main, like, drama that happened, like, I just need to talk about it because I think it's so hilarious. When Tom Brady was a part of this team, he, like, won the Super Bowl, and then I think he played another season. They had a pretty good season, made it to the playoffs, and then he was like, "I'm gonna retire." And this was in 2022, I believe.
Okay.
He was like, "I'm retiring." And his wife, the supermodel Giselle, she released a memoir. I don't know if it was at the same time, but she has a memoir that literally says she was begging this man to retire.
Yeah.
She was like, "I needed help raising our children."
Right. Okay, like, because I feel like you are I mean, she was saying she was like a single mother. This guy, I mean, football is his life, right? And he's playing it all the time, and I feel like there's so much that goes into it on the off-season end as well.
Exactly. So she's on the record being like, "I can't wait till my husband retires from the NFL." So he retires, and then he's like, "Just kidding, y'all. I'm coming back for one more season." Okay.
Like, what?
Comes back for one more season. His wife divorces him. Immediately, she
And
said,
as she
"Divorce,
fucking
babes."
as she fucking should have.
Period. So he came back for one more season, going through a divorce with his wife, and I think they were like 8 and 9.
Oof. Oof. And, like, so not only did your fucking team suck, you also lost a baddie. The baddest, dare I say.
It was
And
giving that he came out of retirement to win just one more Super Bowl. Because you weren't already the greatest of all
yeah.
time. You needed to come back and win
Right.
another Super Bowl, and then you lost your wife because of it, and then
Mhm.
you sucked bad. So, like I said, the Tom Brady drama was too good not to talk about, but it's not relevant to their recent history and what we can expect to come in the 2025 season. So now Baker Mayfield has been the starting quarterback since Tom Brady's retirement, and they've had some pretty good seasons. I mean, they've been in the playoffs both years that
Yeah.
Baker has been the quarterback, but
Mhm.
they're like a very inconsistent team. I feel like
Right.
every year they're winning the division because their division sucks. And so that's
Yeah.
how they're squeaking by into the playoffs. And it's just very up and down,
Mhm.
inconsistent.
I mean, the one thing, I mean, Baker Mayfield's a good fantasy quarterback. I had him once or twice. Great for the fantasy points. So I'll support you from that angle.
I feel the same way. I think I had Baker in multiple leagues last
Mhm.
year, and I think I picked him up at some point the year before. Sometimes that offense can be really on.
Yeah,
It's just inconsistent.
absolutely.
Next up in this division is the Atlanta Falcons.
Mhm. Let's speak on it.
When I say Kirk Cousins, tell me what you think of.
I literally think of that one fucking I don't know where he was. Like, I think it was on an airplane or something. This was when he was still on the Vikings. And he's wearing that big ass neck chain and it's like he's like moving like he could I don't know. It's so
This
funny.
it's Kirk's alter ego, Kirko
Yes.
Chainz.
Literally that's what comes to my mind. I think of him in flannels in the Midwest.
And so his real ego is what I like to call Cole's Kirk
That's
because
so good.
he shops at Kohl's and wears
Yes.
flannels.
I mean,
And then his alter ego is him shirtless on a plane with a big ass chain around his neck, and that's Kirko Chainz, baby.
it's, like, kinda scary, but, like, also hilarious at the same time. Because what do
Jekyll
you
and
mean that
Hyde
Midwest
situation.
that fucking Midwest white man is rocking this huge chain that honestly, it looks like he can't it's, like, too heavy for his chest, like, he can barely he's gotta use his shoulders. Oh my gosh, what a fucking meme, honestly. I
No,
dare
for
I say
sure.
he's kinda funny, like, I really don't have anything against
Oh my
him, I
gosh,
just he's just
he's a very wholesome man as
yeah,
well. Kirk is a root of some of the drama that we have in
absolutely.
Atlanta. So he was the starting quarterback of the Falcons last season. He signed a monster deal with them.
I remember that.
After he was a very successful quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings, in his last season with them, he tore his Achilles, which is like
Yes.
major injury.
And he's, like, older, right?
He's 35.
Yeah. Achilles tear at 35?
So he wanted to
Hell.
stay in Minnesota
Mhm.
because, like, that's where his family is, whatever. He loved
Right.
it there. But obviously, he's a 35-year-old coming off of a torn Achilles,
Mhm.
and he wanted longevity somewhere. He wanted a good contract, and
Yeah.
Minnesota just didn't offer him quite as much as Atlanta did.
Right.
And
And
I
I mean,
would
he
say
had a pretty
smartly
good
so.
year. Yeah, smartly so. He did have a fairly good year, if I am remembering, because he was my fantasy quarterback. He just had like those crazy comeback games.
Right, but you do
And so
have to think about the fact, I mean, first of all, the Vikings have never had
never
playoff
a playoff win,
success.
right? Yeah.
So, you gotta think about that, and you have to think about the
Mhm.
fact that he's 35 years old and coming off of an
Right.
injury.
And
Like,
what you mean on a
that
multiple year contract?
and exactly. Well, Atlanta, stupidly, dare I
Right.
say, and
Okay.
actually I can say because hindsight is 2020 and we are in the
Uh-huh.
hind of the sight, babe. They signed Kirk to a 4-year, $180 million contract with $100 million guaranteed.
And all I can say to that is get your bag, Kirk.
Get your
Like,
bag, Kirk. Like, I can see
damn.
why you went to Atlanta, okay?
Yep.
That salary isn't, like, the best in the league by
Right.
any means, but, like, that is a lot of
But
guaranteed money given the circumstances of your
yeah.
quarterback being old as fuck and coming off of a severe injury.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, that was a crazy move to begin with. That shook everybody.
Yeah.
Not only that, then the draft comes around.
Right.
Atlanta picks a quarterback in the first round.
Nothing like being like, "Yeah, we have so much faith in you," by drafting a young quarterback.
Exactly. So, like, that had to be just, like, knife to the chest for Kirk. I think
Yeah,
in general, Atlanta was like, "Oh, we're just setting up our future,"
sure.
which I can see.
Yeah.
Like, I'm there,
Mhm.
but it was it was drama. It was
It
fucking
was
tea.
drama,
And it
and it
doesn't
gets
stop there.
worse, dare
It
I
doesn't stop there,
say.
babe. So, they go into the season with all of this quarterback talk, like,
Mhm.
all of that drama happening. But obviously, Kirk is their number one guy. They make that very clear. Kirk starts, and the team starts off pretty strong at 6-3. Like,
Okay.
they're
Pretty
looking
good.
solid.
Yeah.
Well, then they have a 4 straight loss backslide, and they fall out of playoff
Ooh.
contention.
Ugh.
So they decide to bench Kirko Chainz and start Michael Penix. Michael Penix
The
Jr. is the rookie quarterback that
they
they
drafted.
drafted.
Okay.
So, according to my knowledge, this year Michael Penix is the QB1 in
That
the
is
upcoming 2025 season.
so
He did play
crazy.
pretty well in the games that he started last
Yeah.
year. But yeah, Kirko is second string this year, so we may or may not get to see him play. But like, they are paying him so much money to ride
Mhm.
that bench.
And you know what? I don't even wanna say scammer because I'll put a little bit of respect on Kirk Cochain's name, but, like, truly, he's living my dream life. Like, what do you mean you just get to sit and watch a football game making $100 million?
I would
You
give
don't even have to
anything.
play. Like, the pressure isn't even on you anymore. If anything, if I could, like, just speak to Kirk directly right now, I just need this space. It's, "Get your bag, babe."
Get your
Like,
bag, King.
that's it.
And that is the thing because I know that he's so upset about it. He
Yep.
obviously
Oh,
wants to be
absolutely.
out there, but like, hopefully the $100 million makes you feel better, babe. So that's the drama for the Atlanta Falcons.
And wow, was that dramatic.
Moving on to the Carolina Panthers.
I feel like I know nothing about the Panthers, I'm being so
Yeah,
honest
because
with
they
you.
suck. It's just,
And that's on period.
and like when I was writing this, I was like, wow, this division is really not fun to talk about. Like, we have one
Right.
team with a winning record in this division on board. But I mean, obviously, there's more quarterback drama to talk about. When in doubt, like,
Yeah.
you're going to have some QB drama.
And that's what we mean by saying they're the main characters, because they act like it all the time.
The Panthers quarterback is Bryce Young.
Yes.
What you got to say about Bryce Young?
I being so honest with you, this is not a diva that is registering in my brain.
I'm going to spark your memory.
Yeah, spark my memory.
He's shorty.
Like 5'8"?
No, if he was 5'8", he wouldn't be in the NFL.
Like 5'10"?
He's
6
like
foot.
5'10".
Okay, he's a short king.
This is our short king QB because,
Okay.
and 5'10" doesn't sound terrible, but
Right.
when you think about it, you have to obviously see down the field.
Right.
And your offensive line and the defensive line is in front of you, and those are all really big, really tall guys. So
Right.
being a short quarterback is not ideal. Let's just
It's
say
not
that.
my fave. Sorry, Bryce Young, but short kings don't always win.
I'll tell you something about Bryce Young, though. He was a
No,
number
please
one
do.
overall pick.
Really?
He was in CJ Stroud's class. This was the major drama of the year.
Oh, really?
CJ Stroud, he was the number 2 pick of the
Okay.
draft.
Okay.
And we've briefly mentioned CJ Stroud. We haven't talked about his team quite yet in Divisional
Mhm.
Dram, but his first season, he more than exceeded expectations.
Yes.
So
I do remember that.
that was the major drama where Bryce Young was the number 1 pick. And let me tell you,
He didn't do nothing. He didn't do the damn thing.
no, and like not even didn't do the damn thing, like
Didn't.
historically bad. He led the team to start off with an 0-6 record, which was the worst since 1998. And then he finished with an abysmal 2-15 record. That was his first year in the league.
Okay, so like tell me it maybe gets better.
I'd love to say that, but despite those things, last season he started off as the QB1. He was benched in week 2.
Bryce
Mhm.
Young, I am
Mhm.
praying for you.
Yeah. So then they put in their more experienced, I would say veteran rider of the bench, Andy
Sure.
Dalton.
Sure. He's like,
Oh,
I've
he's like
been
a
here
second
before.
string. Yeah, I mean, he's had some experience, but like he's not a
Yeah.
good in
Yeah.
general quarterback. So they put Andy Dalton in. They were still losing,
Mhm.
but like Andy Dalton looked better than Bryce Young did on the field. I mean, that sucks to like be
Right.
so bad and then just
2-15, like,
and then continue to be so
ugh.
bad. Like I think he just needed some time. I do have some good news about Bryce Young.
Okay, let's hear it.
So Andy Dalton ends up getting hurt in like a separate thing. I think he gets in a car crash and like breaks his thumb or some whack shit. Yeah.
Okay, wow. Wasn't expecting you to go there, but okay. This is just like fan fiction levels of
No.
drama.
And like
Like,
you just simply cannot make this shit up. So he like sprained his thumb. And so they ended up putting Bryce Young back in like mid
mhm.
season. And he started playing a little bit better. He didn't
Okay,
win every
love.
game, but like
Right.
he was leaps and bounds ahead
Okay, I
of
love that.
how he was playing in the first 2 weeks of the season. So he played better, so much so that he earned his quarterback 1 spot for this year.
Okay. I wonder if they should be the poverty team I follow this season. Or will I
Maybe,
get bored?
like
But like
he
that'd be fun.
was there was a little bit of like, wait a damn minute, what
Okay.
happened here? So
I love
I
that.
don't know if he went and saw the team psychologist
Yeah.
or
Honestly, and I hope he did because
something
therapy should be for
happened
everybody.
in those like 6 weeks that he was on the bench because he definitely did end up playing better and with a lot more confidence.
I love that for him. I love that for him.
Very happy for him. I hopefully they do better this season. I'm
Yeah.
rooting my short king on.
Rooting for you, Bryce.
All right. So moving on to our next, I'm gonna say it, poverty team.
Please do. No, like please speak on it.
I'm not gonna front with you right now. The Saints are probably going to be the worst team in the league.
Oh wow. I didn't even know it was like that.
That's how I feel. I think they're going to be terrible.
Okay, period.
So last season, their quarterback was Derek Carr. He ended up retiring. He's not important. I'm not even gonna get into him, to be honest.
No.
They do have some offensive, like, not to be a boy about this, offensive weapons that you might that you might know about. Emma, have you heard of Chris Olave?
I'm sorry, no. I'm
Are you
sorry.
sure? He's like a wide receiver that typically goes.
I know about Alvin.
Alvin Kamara.
Yep, I know about him. He was on my team last year, I think, or the year before. Okay.
So yeah, they've got some like names, I guess,
Yeah.
on offense, but their starting quarterback this year is a big question.
Do they even know? Like, has anything come out
I
about
don't
who it might be?
honestly, I couldn't see anything like set in stone. I think right now they have Spencer Rattler.
An inconspicuous king, because, girl, I don't know you.
I want to say last year he was the quarterback when the Packers and the Saints played in December and the Packers shut them out, which is not really like
A shutout
common.
is crazy.
Yeah, it's not really common
Like
in football. So
0 whole points in an NFL game.
like you can't even get within like 60 yards to kick a field goal.
0
And
whole
babe, and
points.
like with the kickoff, you're starting at like the 25, 30-yard line.
God, it stinks in here. Smells like shit. Why do they suck so bad? 0 points. Wow. You know what? I won't be watching them, I don't think, dare I say.
And you won't need to worry about that, babe, because they don't have a single primetime game.
And that is on reparations.
If you don't know what a primetime game is, basically it's like a Thursday night or a Monday night game or a Sunday night game. So Sunday during the day, we're Central Time here. So like the noon spot or the 3:25, 3:45 spot, those ones
Yeah.
are filled by multiple teams, which is why your boyfriends need red zone. But the night games, there's only one game going on. So that's when it's called prime time, when everybody only has one game to watch. Typically, they try and put like pretty good matchups and pretty good games in the prime time
Dang.
slots.
And honestly, New Orleans, you don't deserve one. I'm sorry.
And they don't, and they didn't get one.
Good.
So that was all the teams in the NFC South. Emma,
Yeah, NFC
what did you think about
South.
that?
Ugh, I don't like when there's no competition. I guess they're all competing for biggest loser. Sorry, NFC South, you just really ain't moving me.
No, not at all. But the divisional dram that I chose for this, and it's hard to choose a point of drama between these teams because like
Right.
you all suck. I'm sure there are generational rivalries that are happening, but none that
Are
I can
happening in
fucking
the
say.
depths of hell
No,
at the
literally.
bottom.
So for my divisional dram segment for this division specifically, I picked the Atlanta Falcons and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
And like we would do them an injustice if they weren't picked because at
It's
least they are trying some.
exactly. And it's simply because like first of all, those are the two best, but I think
Right.
they're actually, especially this year, going to be pretty comparable.
Mm.
I think they're going to be battling it out for first place in the division.
I love that.
So last year, actually, Tampa Bay, despite like winning the division, they actually lost both of their divisional games to Atlanta.
Ooh, that's
Yes.
fun.
And they were pretty close games. I think one was even in overtime. I just think that they're going to battle it out. And I'm sensing still a little beef between these teams, especially since I would say they're the clear front runners for.
Right. If they're the only
their
two
division.
competitors in that, yeah, I would be hating them too if I was one of the other top dogs.
So that actually brings us to our predictions for this division
Yes.
in terms of rankings.
Right.
What are we thinking here?
Oh my gosh, what am I thinking? What am I
are we
thinking about
thinking?
this pool of sad, sad teams? I want to be so dramatic and I'm like, no. I think I'm gonna keep the Buccaneers at 1 and the Falcons at 2. Signed,
Okay.
sealed, delivered. The other two I don't care about.
Yeah. But I do think the Panthers are going to do better than last year. I think
Hundo P.
and I do
I
think the
agree.
Saints are going to be the worst team in football.
Right.
I mean, to be different. Actually, no, I do agree with Tampa Bay being first. So I was just doing some quick research.
Yeah.
As one does. I do like the offseason moves that Tampa Bay kept because they still have their like core offense. It was their defense that was a big question mark.
Sure.
And they did make some moves.
Ooh.
I don't know if you've heard of Hassan Reddick.
Unfortunately, no, but I do fuck with that last name. That's real cool.
Yeah, he's a linebacker. They acquired him in the offseason, and so far in preseason, he's been making some moves as well. So I am feeling more optimistic about their defense. And like you said earlier, defense wins games. So I think that gives them a little bit of an edge over the Falcons.
Yeah.
But I do like the Falcons with Michael Penix. I think they're going to be more successful than they were last year. But unfortunately, in terms of all around team, I just don't think I can put them winning the division. But
yeah,
that's just
they got a young guy quarterback.
Which I'm like thinking about all the divisions that we talked about, and I'm like, everything's the same as last year, which like is probably not going to happen. But once we get to the NFC North, I'm gonna shake some shit up. All right.
When we get to the crown jewel of the NFL, shall I say?
Like, then I'll get a little freaky with my picks, okay? But for now, just leave me alone. So that was the NFC South. Moving on to the AFC East.
And honestly, thank fucking God, because like I be knowing some more folks in this one, and like I do know the lore kind of goes nuts with this division.
As always, I'm going to read off all 4 teams and their records as of last season, and then we'll break them down individually. Starting off number 1, the Buffalo Bills at 13-4,
Oh, so good.
and then the
Mhm.
Miami Dolphins at 8-9. And then the New York Jets at 5-12, and lastly, the New England Patriots at 4-13. Starting off with our favorite,
Duh.
the Buffalo Bills. I don't know
Yes.
why I feel like a kinship to this team
Yeah.
and like their fan base. I kind of see their fan base as equals to us cheeseheads.
Well, when they are out, like, shoveling the snow off the benches to go watch a game, it feels like they're very, 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 very,
Camaraderie.
very
That is my
yeah,
brother
like,
in
I see that.
Christ.
Yeah. Like, it truly, truly, though.
Um, or I mean, Josh Allen.
Hello, Mr. Haley Steinfeld himself. Ugh.
So Josh Allen leads this team as the quarterback.
Yes.
In terms of drama, actually, I feel like last year there was some tea with this.
Mhm.
So I don't know if you've heard of Stephon Diggs.
Mr. Cardi B?
Mr. Cardi B. Thank you. Yes. So
Mhm.
last season, they traded Stephon Diggs,
Ooh.
aka number one diva.
Yeah, speak on it.
Number one diva. But he was also their number one wide receiver.
Right.
So they traded him to the Texans.
Okay.
And they didn't really have anybody else stepping in as that number one wide receiver.
Yeah.
So there were big question marks about like, can they be as effective on
Mhm.
offense without that number one guy? Clearly they were. They were
Right.
13-4. In my eyes, Josh Allen carried that team on his back, crawling through
When
the
you
snow.
when you wanna speak on talent, like, Josh Allen fucking has it. Like, to be honest, like, when I'm thinking about, like, quarterbacks and rankings, it's gonna go Patrick Mahomes for me, and then it's, like, Josh Allen,
Oh
and
my
then
God,
it's,
yeah.
like, Lamar, Joey B, like, I still think he's, like, in a tier of his own.
Hands down. He is a gunslinger. He's
Mm,
not afraid to
mm.
throw them things.
Hashtag need that.
He likes to hashtag need that. He likes to scramble. He can run. He can break tackles like no other. That man is built. That man is
I love that.
tall. That man is
Mhm.
sturdy. That man is muscular. Oh, wait,
Yep.
I gotta stop talking like this.
Adjectives are just flowing right
No,
now.
yeah. And last year, oh my God, he had a couple crazy weeks in fantasy. I would have given my left fucking arm to have him in fantasy.
Yeah.
Wow. So,
He
anyways,
is that guy, y'all, just, like, know that.
he really carried that team and like they had a philosophy, teamwork makes the dream work. They were really just like feeding anybody and
Yeah,
everybody that
I
ball
love
and
that.
it was working. I love that strategy and I think that's like
Yeah.
low key what the Packers do as well, where they just
Mhm.
have so many people that they can throw to who you can't double team anybody because you double team that person, we're throwing to that person, that's fine.
Right. Mhm.
Anyway, so that was the main drama last year, but like this year, I would say they just kept some like solid guys.
Yeah.
Because obviously it worked for them last year.
Right.
So we'll see. We'll see what
We'll
happens
see.
this year. Unfortunately, we do have to move on. Like we trust we will talk about Josh Allen in the future, but like
Oh,
hate to say goodbye to you so soon,
oh,
babe.
but, like, it's not a goodbye, it's a see you next
It's a
time.
see you later.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, moving on to the Miami Dolphins.
Ugh,
Oh, the
I
lore
can't this is,
goes
like, a team for
crazy.
me that I just, like, can't stand, unfortunately.
This team is just so full of drama.
And, like, almost so much drama that it kinda, like, makes you sad, like, with the players specifically.
And we're gonna start off with Mr. CTE himself.
Like, what? Like, oh my
Tua
gosh.
Tagovailoa, I believe is how you
Mhm.
say it. Everybody calls him Tua. So, Mr. CTE is the quarterback for the Miami Dolphins, and he had like 3 concussions in 1 year, I believe in 2022. And it was like scary. Like
Those were the
showing
ones where, like, his hands were going "coo," right?
yeah, like
Yeah.
showing very scary symptoms like on the field. They call it the fencing position. You kind of
Mhm.
lock your limbs a little bit, or like seizing is one of the scary ones that
Ugh.
happens. But yeah, that's how badly these people are getting hit.
Mhm.
So he was concussed like 2 or 3 times in that year, and people were very concerned. 2023 Dolphins had a very good year. Tua was really good about protecting himself. No concussions that year. Well,
Love
last
that.
year, he had another bad concussion where
I
again
remember watching that game.
he seized up on the field again. And obviously due to his history, that was really scary.
Mm-hmm.
And he ended up missing 4 games, but while he was gone, like, it was a big talk around the league, like, whether or not he should even, I don't even
Come
wanna
back,
say be
right?
allowed to play, but, like, should you, like, self-retire? Because
Yeah.
the brain is no fucking joke, y'all.
No.
So, that was just, like, a scary thing. He did decide to return. While he was gone, he played really, really bad, and then even after he came back, the Dolphins were not at 100%. They ended up falling out of playoff contention, did not end with a winning record. And this
Right.
leads to more drama. The cheetah, Tyreek Hill. Do you remember what happened at the end of last season, Emma?
What? Didn't he, like, be like, I don't know if this is gonna be, like, the team that I play for or something like that? Like, he was being, like, so mysterious about what his future was, I think.
Yeah, he was, like, talking about how he didn't want to be part of this team, damn near.
So actually, not enough mystery.
No, he was like, yeah, I don't really know if this is it. I don't really know what I'm going to do next year. Huh?
Please.
Like, with the team that
Please.
you still have a contract with.
Right.
So, yeah, basically he just got frustrated and ran his mouth. And after all that went down, he went on the record and was like, I was just frustrated. I just, like, want us to win, winning spirit, whatever. So he's still on the team. But, like, if I was
At
on that
what
team,
fucking
I'd be like,
cost?
fuck you.
Right. Like, that's such a good team culture to have.
I was going to say that is not a way that you build camaraderie with your
No.
teammates. Like, you should all have a sense of feeling like you want to be there, and clearly
Right.
you don't want to be there. The one thing I do like about this team, I do fuck with Mike McDaniel.
I love that he's just, like, moving in a way that's almost buggy.
He had a glow up where all of a sudden you spend 1 year in Miami and you're looking like
A little bit of a snack. Can I just be so honest and, like, just throw a quick cue?
yeah.
Do we think he took a trip to Turkey?
Yeah.
I
feel like his
mean,
hairline definitely
it
filled
came
out.
a little forward. Yeah. I mean, and
Let me
it
look
looks
up a
good,
fucking picture
babe.
of
Like,
this man
it
right
looks
now.
good.
No, he went from, like, certified dweeb to, like, okay, still giving dweeb because whatever. I feel like we need to just, like, insert pictures here because
Do you have a before and after?
I do have a before and I'm gonna, like, should I screen share on this thing right now? Because
Yeah, do
low-key, I feel like the people need to see.
The people need to see because he's like that nerd hot kind of, but now like nerd coke dealer hot.
Oh
Like
my
the
God.
combination goes cool.
And, like, and that's what I'm saying. You can't get it until you see it.
Right.
Hang on. You're gonna fucking die. This is Mike McDaniel before.
Right.
Right?
Yep.
Okay. Hang on.
That's the before. That's crazy because I saw that picture and I was like, okay, he's looking good. I can't wait to see this.
It's actually fucking crazy.
I'm sick with anticipation. Whoa! Okay, period. Like, honestly, the trip to Turkey was like a well thought out.
Look at that hair.
And like the glasses are cute. Like, I'm not mad at it. You know, it's okay to be enchanted by a freaking 45-year-old Miami Vice wannabe.
In my brain, Mike McDaniel is a man that I can pull.
Well, because he is like
if he didn't have a wife and children, you know.
Right.
I feel like he is a
the
man.
Image.
He's a man that would yearn for me.
That is like crazy. I'm wondering where you're getting that from him. Like
delusion.
And Mike McDaniel is your hashtag yearner. And I think
because
that's
like
beautiful.
other NFL men are too hot to yearn for me.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I'm cutting all of this out. I hate this. I cannot fucking be on the internet thirsting after Mike McDaniel. Get real. Get real.
Get real.
This
but
is
that's okay.
disgusting. Anyways. So, I mean, Mike McDaniel, I would say least problematic out of all of the Miami Dolphins. He's like a Looney Tune in his...
He's a Looney Tune yearner.
Yeah. All right.
And that is all that needs to be said about him, I think.
No, he's a goofy guy, and I love a silly goofy guy. Goofy guys also certified yearners.
Right.
I would say.
And like, men, it's time to hashtag take notes. Sorry to my baddies out there, but no, like the hashtag is here to fucking hashtag say.
When we said we were gonna bring the hashtag back like in 2012, did we stutter? Did
I
we
don't think we
hashtag
did
stutter?
once.
I need to be done talking about this team.
Yep, next.
All
Now we'll
right.
go to the sad team.
No, and like the poor New York Jets, I don't feel bad for the team. I don't feel bad for the people running the New York Jets.
Right.
I can't blame the fans. I cannot victim blame here. But like this team is so bad.
Right.
Nobody expects them to be good ever.
Mm-hmm.
They have not made the playoffs in 15 years.
Wow.
Like since 2010. And that's just another franchise plagued by quarterback shit. As
Right.
I've said it once. I've said it twice.
And I'm going to keep on saying it.
And I'm going to keep on saying it. Because another team that's like, we're going to sign this veteran quarterback. And they signed Aaron Rodgers in 2023. And they thought this was going to be
Ayahuasca King.
Right. They were like, we're going to get to the playoffs. We're going to win a Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers. And you know, Aaron Rodgers thought the same for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
And they even like, they let Aaron Rodgers come in there and start making calls, which is like unprecedented. Like players do not get a say in who the front office is going to draft or sign at all. But all of a sudden, the New York Jets were looking like Green Bay sloppy seconds, dare I say.
I think you're
Table
right with that.
scraps. Yeah. No, so they were signing some, they were just like allowing him to bring in his Green Bay buddies.
Oh yeah, what's his name? Oh my god.
Alan Lazard was
And
number
Devontae.
1. Randall Cobb was in 2023. So this was the first year. They brought in Devontae in 2024. So that like they not only did this 1 year, they did it 2 years in a row. Then the Achilles pop heard round the world, y'all. First game into the 2023 season, that man ran out holding the American flag. 4 plays into the game, his Achilles pops, he's out for the season. Going into last season, there was all this, I'm so recovered, I've never felt better.
Right.
He did end up playing all of last year, but the Jets still sucked.
Not good.
So, despite the Jets building their team around him for not 1 but 2 years, they decided to say adieu this year and release him. Still owing him money, by the way. So still paying his bills. Make bad decisions, you pay for him. That's all I gotta say. And they signed Justin Fields. Does that ring a bell at all, Emma?
No. I'm sorry to Jet stands around the world, but no.
So he was previously the starting quarterback for the Chicago Bears. That's where he started his career.
Oh, okay, period.
And did not do well. And then last year he was the backup quarterback for the Steelers.
Okay, period. Now he's got a starting man's job.
Jets,
and you don't trust.
Jets, I hate to say it. This is not your man.
It's your man.
It's not your man. Not your answer. So all I gotta say, good luck.
We will have fun dunking on your losses, New York Jets. Sorry about you, but
good luck, y'all. Thank you for whatever team you're playing. That's my lock. So thank you so much for that. You're out there doing the
and you
Lord's
know
work.
what? Like that is honestly like so kind of them because them lockings can be fucking hard.
The locks are hard. We have the New England Patriots. So, I mean, we could go ahead and bite the low-hanging fruit here and talk about former New England coach Bill Belichick and like how he's dating a 23-year-old who's like definitely holding him hostage, making sure her name is in that fucking will.
And as she fucking should.
In the meantime, ghostwriting all of his social media posts. But we're not going to talk about Bill Belichick.
No.
We don't need to go there. First of all, he's not even a coach in the general NFL anymore. So we're not going to talk about it. Instead, we will talk about New England rebuilding since his departure. So they were last in the division last year with their rookie quarterback, Drake May. And they didn't do well, right? Like they're in the bottom of the division, didn't perform well throughout the season. But in the off season, they did actually acquire some pieces specifically on offense. We have mentioned the wide receiver that they signed.
Mr. Wop.
They did acquire Stephon Diggs. Last year he played for the Texans, as we mentioned, but now he plays for the New England Patriots. One thing we didn't talk about with Stephon Diggs, which is drama.
Speak on it.
We have called him Mr. Cardi B, but we haven't even talked about the videos that were going around in the offseason. Do you know what I'm talking?
The one on the boat?
On the boat.
Yeah, on the boat. And you know what? I'm just going to hope my queen Cardi is just making the decisions that are good for herself.
Right. I mean, so not only was he like flirting with some beautiful women on said boat, and camera in face, right?
Yep.
He also had a mystery powdery substance in a bag. Yeah. Did you
Oh,
not see
whoa,
that?
I missed that part.
Yeah. He had some substance
Okay.
in the
He said the
video as
off season is
well.
here, baby.
To each their own. But definitely some fucking tea and drama. That's all I'll
Yeah.
say.
Oh.
I'm going to jump right into our predictions for this
Yeah.
division. The Patriots are my sleeper team this year.
Wait, I love this. I love this.
Yeah, kind of surprising, but I saw like flashes of Drake May last year that I was like,
This guy could
I
be
kind
good.
of
He
like
could be something.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then them acquiring Stephon Diggs, I actually do kind of like that because they don't have anyone really at the number one spot. So I think that'll just give a little like elevation. I mean, Stephon Diggs isn't really, I wouldn't say he's like a great leader, but brings a little bit of like experience to that
Absolutely.
offense. And I think just in general, they made some moves in the offseason that fills their needs.
I love that.
And then, like I said, Justin Fields is not your fucking guy. He's just not. I think my rankings. Oh my God, wait, am I going to do that?
Girl, you should fucking do it.
Buffalo Bills is number one, obviously.
Obviously.
No question, no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Right. I think I know what you're gonna fucking do, and I wonder if I like actually kind of agree with it.
So I think this might be my crazy
Your crazy.
prediction.
Yeah.
I think the Patriots are going to be second.
I was wondering if you were gonna go there.
That is a crazy thing to say.
Yeah.
But like Miami, just all of their issues with like their team and their morale, I think they're going to have some issues. And so they are going to be in third place for me. And then the Jets are going to be last. That's my
I like that.
prediction. What do you have, Emma?
I'm gonna keep my King Yearner at second place.
Word.
So I will keep that Mike McDaniel Van Vick at number 2. I'm gonna have Buffalo at 1. I will put New England at 3rd though, and the Jets last.
I've convinced you.
You have convinced me, and we love a hashtag influencer.
All right, and that is it for this week's Divisional Drum.
Next week, we'll cover the NFC West and the AFC South in our Divisional Drum segment and return to our secret gardens to let you know who we're avoiding like the goddamn plague in fantasy football this year. New episodes will drop every Wednesday morning on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Please make sure to give us a follow on Instagram and TikTok at The Sisterly Show. Talk to you all next week.
Bye.
Bye.